Simulacra. What is it, and why is it relevant to science fiction? Well, I'll try to explain it while we watch this clip from The Matrix. The term simulacra generally refers to a slight, unreal, or superficial likeness or semblance. Think of it like a copy with no original. That's particularly in reference to artificial beings and environments. Think of it like a virtual reality theme park, or just a really photoshopped magazine cover in a grocery store. Science fiction texts tend to argue that there is a human preference for perfection and distraction from reality, and they do this by use of simulacra. French philosopher Jean Baudrillard once said, "The media represents a world that is more real than the reality that we can experience." People lose the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. They also begin to engage with the fantasy without realizing what it really is. They seek happiness and fulfillment through the simulacra of reality and avoid contact with the real world. He was also a science fiction writer who examined the relationships among symbols and society and how they relate to reality. Now let's look at some examples of simulacra discussed in class. The San Junipero episode of Black Mirror presents a world where senior citizens can virtually visit a hyper-realized VR past as a form of therapy, just because living in the past is better than, being conscious in a hospital bed. The episode USS Callister shows a vengeful tech boss creating a virtual reality prison for sentient avatars of his co-workers. If you've ever created sims of someone that you don't like and killed them with fire, you'll probably understand what this episode represents. The novel Oman Ra posits a society wherein space exploration is little more than a perception formed in people's consciousness. The government lies to the citizens of this society about the exploration of space in order to make the country and government look better as a whole. Now, examples from other media. The new film Ready Player One shows an immersive VR program that members of an overpopulated and heavily unemployed society log into to escape reality. And in The Matrix, humans are caught up in their enslavement to technology, indifferent, and in cases completely unaware of reality that exists outside of a computer. And to conclude, over and over in science fiction we see characters interacting with the artificial, whether it's in a simulated universe to make up the truth in order to glorify a state, or to define one's worth based on a number. These tropes highlight our desire for meaning and purpose, where when we see no purpose we fabricate it as if it's in our nature to do so. People even participating in science fiction are guilty of this as well, because to learn from these stories we have to understand how they are imitations of our own cultural and societal influences. Thank you.